State Land Board is a trust that was started in 1876 at statehood. We're the second largest landowner in the state of Colorado, and we generate revenue from our leases for the school children from 3 million acres of surface land, but also 4 million acres of subsurface mineral estate. We have a dual mandate to generate reasonable revenue over time, but we also have the mandate to be good stewards of the land so that future generations can enjoy the trust benefits. A prime example of this is the Chancellor Ranch. The Chancellor Ranch is 53,000 acres of spectacular country, a unique property that we may not have the opportunity 100 years from now for the school children to enjoy if we don't save a few of these places. We acquired the ranch in 2003 from Jim Chancellor and his family, and the Chancellor family wanted to work with us, and it was just a really good deal for both sides, I believe.
Education has always been a prime interest to our family. Always tried to find ways to help children to better education. The Land Board has always been very, very effective in helping fund schools. Here, where we don't have many people, our tax base is kind of low. With the State Land Board's help, we're able to maintain good funding and able to provide programs for children for better education. I knew that the Land Board would preserve the place, manage it well, production-wise and also funding-wise for school children. When we looked at this place to purchase it originally, we had looked at about 15 or 20 other places, and this place had lots of good characteristics for ranching the year-round. It's a place that you can graze cattle year-round without having to use any supplemental feed. A lot of good protection in case there are storms. Also, the soil is a very important part of this place. And so when moisture comes, it opens up like a sponge and absorbs the moisture instead of having it run off. And then it holds the moisture in the root area for the plants, and so it's very effective. In fact, this place in drought years can look better than any place around it.
We use rotational grazing on the Chancellor Ranch. It's big pastures, but this is an arid region and not a whole lot of water very often during the year. So rotate the cattle, rest the pastures after a month or two of grazing so that they recover during the year and are ready for the next grazing season the next year. So no pastures overgrazed. The agricultural lease is a huge component of the stewardship because we have to balance the grazing and the wildlife and all the parts of the ranch, but the agricultural component is not only a huge revenue generator, it also improves the land if you do it right, and we're trying to do it right and improve the habitat for the wildlife while we're improving the forage for the cattle, and so they all fit together. I see one of the reasons we bought the ranch was to have this ranch for the school children 100 years from now. Because how many places like this are there going to be in Colorado 100 or 200 years from now with the water resources, the wildlife resources, and the agricultural component?